100 years ago, the sound that drifted through these windows may have been produced by a machine that for many families was the sole source of home entertainment, their wind-up phonograph. Whether it was a Columbia Eagle or a Victor floor model, they brought music and culture to many remote families. In Helena, we found a man whose passion is restoring these machines to their rightful sound.
All right, Dennis, you have a good weekend.
When Bob Maffit returns home after a hard day's work, he heads out to his garage for some well-deserved R&R, restoration and refinishing.
Here, this is a Victor 6. This was a table model, and this one is a Edison Model H19. I mean, this is a tone arm. This is kind of what the tone arm looked like. This, for example, is a horn out of a cabinet. This is a bizarre machine. I'm not even that familiar with it. What's funny is you look in my garage, it's like just full of crap.
Once Bob reassembles all this stuff, he'll end up with one of these. An elegantly refinished and perfectly functioning wind-up phonograph.
I have an interest in music, a mechanical kind of interest, and I love cabinets and woodwork. So you mix all that together, and I think it kind of filled a need.
Bob is one of about 6 hobbyists in Montana who restore wind-up phonographs. Together they share repair tips, spare parts, and a passion for the first devices to play back recorded sound. Bob has restored over 75 phonographs and currently has another 60 out in the garage in various stages of repair. He'll keep about 1/3 of the machines he fixes, trading the rest for other models or rare parts.
Parts are worth more than money. You can make money, you can get money, but to get a particular part, like maybe a back bracket for a Victor 3 or something, it's much easier to trade parts.
Between 1880 and 1930, wind-up phonographs were a quick and inexpensive source of musical entertainment. Victor produced a series of affordable floor models, while the Edison Company penetrated America's rural areas. During Montana's homesteading era, dealers selling cream separators were most likely pushing phonographs, too.
And I can just imagine up in Scobie, Montana, somebody with their maybe their Edison C250, getting a couple new Edison diamond discs and opening it up and winding it up and listening to the records. For the most part, phonographs were really the only form of entertainment.
By the 1920s, wind-up phonographs couldn't compete with the popularity of radio, and the obsolete machines fell into obscurity. Most were thrown away or gutted and used as a piece of furniture. Eventually, these once treasured machines moved from the front parlor to the back porch.
A lot in Montana, you kind of laugh. I've heard stories where they would store them in the old granaries, put them out in the barn. So a lot of machines come, nowadays pretty dilapidated.
The mechanics are simple. A stylus, a needle, or a diamond rides along a record or a cylinder. Just above the stylus is a reproducer, which houses a vibrating mica diaphragm. That's attached to an internal or external horn, which amplifies the sound. All of this is driven by a spring-powered motor and a governor, which maintains a constant speed as the spring unwinds. Regulating the volume is as simple as opening or closing the doors. Whether he's repairing a Victor orthophonic or a Columbia Graffinola, Bob welcomes each new challenge. But it's the rugged durability of the Edison machines that give him the greatest satisfaction.
Edison, he made his machines to last forever. I always make the joke on some of these Edison machines, I know them so well and they're designed so well I could work on them with my eyes closed.
In a sense, Bob fixes all of his machines with his eyes closed.
I'm totally blind and have been probably since I've been about 18 years old. In all honesty, what I've done is I've not allowed my blindness to occupy a disproportionate piece in my life. I think if you do that, then it limits you. I haven't let it get in the way. I just decide what I want to do, and for the most part, go ahead and learn how to do it.
Bob relies on his sense of touch to locate problems. He sequences his actions, creating pictures in his mind of where tools and loose parts are. His wife Joanne or one of his 3 daughters will admit that no obstacle hinders his passion for phonographs.
I think it's cool that my dad can repair all these, and he also lets us help in sometimes.
I remember a great time with Allie. I was repairing a spring, and to work on the spring you have to heat it up, so I have this blowtorch, and Joanne doesn't really like me messing with the blowtorch by myself, figuring I'll probably start my bench on fire. So one Sunday afternoon, Allie'd come home from school, and I grabbed her, and we were out on the apron of the driveway, and I was holding the spring with my vice grips, and old Allie's out there just got the old torch just heating this thing up red hot, and I was, while we were doing it, I was thinking that, boy, the neighbors must think this is a pretty wild place over here. Got a kid with a blowtorch and a blind guy out there, but...
This afternoon, Bob is removing the motor of an Edison Amberola 30. Inside is 17 feet of tightly coiled steel spring. If the Edison breaks when fully wound, the resulting release of energy can cause personal injury or even set the workbench on fire. It's a tense moment.
There's nothing holding that motor to keep it from unwinding. So if it's wound up, it's going to come flying out of there. There we go. It was fine. No disaster. Sorry, guys.
With minor catastrophe averted, Bob retreats to the warmth of his basement workshop, a warehouse of period music recorded on old 78s, diamond discs, wax cylinders, and picture records. Once Bob selects the correct music, he can finally enjoy some real R&R, confident that his phonographs operate the way they were designed to, hearing their music just as it sounded so long ago.
Quite frankly, there's nothing better than getting an old Fats Waller, ain't misbehaving, throw it on an old Victrola, wind it up, sit back, open the doors, and listen to it, and it sounds just like what someone would have heard it in 1929. Nothing better than that, as far as I'm concerned. Maybe that and a beer with it.